Shall we start? Shall we start?
Yes, Anna. I've started recording.
Okay. Yeah, recording. I see that it is started. Can we start the class?
Yes, sir. I think I will.
Okay. विश्वस्योदयमातनोति तदनुत्राणं विधत्ते पुनः सौख्याप्तितरः निसाधनबलं वक्तिश्रुतिर्व्यञ्जयन् स्वापं प्रापयति श्रमापहृतये कल्पावसाने च यः तं देवं पितरं पतिं गुरुतमं वन्दे रमावल्लभम् लसतु श्रीमदानन्दतीर्थेन पूर्णो हृदम्बरे यद्वतश्चन्द्रिका स्वान्तसन्तापं विनिकृन्तति सदागमेकविज्ञेयं समतीतक्षराक्षरं नारायणं सदा वन्दे निर्दोषाशेषसत्त्वम्. See my screen?
No. Yeah, for a brief time it was seen. Now it is not seen.
Okay.
It has
Now
come.
it's seen. Now it's seen.
Okay. Okay. So we were looking at the idea of Pramanya-svatastva, right? Last time we talked about the existence of two types of jnanas, right? One which we call the manovritti jnana, the other we called as the sakshi jnana. Okay, and sakshi is also what we refer to as I, the jiva itself is what is called as sakshi. So what was said is the manovritti, which is a deformation or a vikara of manas. So that cognizes things that are outside, and the sakshi rupa jnana, or the sakshi itself being a cognition, cognizes the manovritti, or think of it like somebody monitoring over the manas, right? So sakshi is sitting and it is monitoring over the manas, and whatever the deformations that happen in the manas is seen by the sakshi. So in other words, sakshi itself is cognition, which is sakshi itself is jnana rupa, is what they say, right? So it is jnana rupa, and the every jnana will have a dharma, and dharma is what we saw. Okay. Every jnana will have a dharma and dharmi. The deformation of manas or the manovritti, the dharma and dharmi will be something that is outside. Okay, the example that is given here, right? This is a car, or the car is red. If you say that this car is red, then dharma is car and dharmi is the color red. But sakshi says that I know that this car is red. Okay, the dharmi becomes the jnana or the manovritti itself, and dharma becomes the possession, right? Possessiveness, or it being mine. Okay. So last time, before we just stopped, there were some confusions or questions on how are these two cognitions different, and all that. Okay. So I thought I would just start from that and try to give a little bit of clarity. See, the reason this confusion is arising is because today's date is 31. How should I write this? Doesn't matter, no? I can't write anything. Okay. So the reason all this happens is the manovritti, right? All manovrittis, or let's say that, okay, are what is called as Okay, there is a nice idea in Shastras called Jnataika Sat. Okay, and all manovrittis are said to be Jnataika Sat. Now, what do you mean by Jnataika Sat is this is one word to define this means that the object is cognized whenever it exists. The object is cognized whenever it exists. So this is what is called as the Jnataika Sattva or Jnataika Sat. So what do you mean by this? In other words, there is no state where Sattva, which is that if it is there, it is known. Okay, so the existence is always tied to the cognition, which means that if there is if it is there, then it will always be known. That is what is called as Jnataika Sat. I'll give you example. An example is that you can say Sukha, because that is also a manovritti, is an example, and Jnana or the manovritti Jnana is another example, right? The counter examples, let's say a car, right? A car in the street can exist without it being known by anybody, correct? Or rather, let's say that there is a stone that is lying in somewhere in deep in some forest. It exists without being known to anybody. So let's not bring in Ishvara to this discussion for now. But in theory, it is possible to exist without being known to anybody. So that is the general kind of objects. All objects are like this, which are not Jnataika Sat. The category of Jnataika Sat are those objects, okay, that are known the moment they exist, right? I mean, if they exist, then they are known. And that is why the name Jnata Eka Sat. So Jnata Eka Sat means that they are Jnata the moment they become Sat, which is the moment they exist, they are known. And all the manovrittis like Sukha, Dukkha, Jnana, Ichha, Dvesha, all of these, no, they are Jnateka Sat by definition, which means that if a manovritti, if the mind or the manas gets deformed into something, it is immediately cognized. Is this idea clear? The idea of Jnateka Sattva? Any questions on this?
Just to clarify this for myself, suppose we know that a forest means there are a lot of trees. Even though I've never been to a forest, can it be called a Jnataika Sat the moment I come to know that, yeah, a forest means there'll be trees? Can we call it something like that? Or
Oh, see, this Jnateka Sattva is a property of the object.
okay.
It's not the property of the Jnatra or the Chetana. It is the property of the object. An object is said to be Jnataika Sat if you get the cognition the moment it exists.
Okay. No, it does exist. So do you mean to say that only when it is seen, or even if I read about it, is it not a jnana?
It is. But the thing is, there is no need that you should always read about it, you see.
It's still not very clear to me, at least.
Okay, let me explain. See, I'm simply saying that, okay, so let us take the counter example. So there can exist things that are not known to anybody, right?
Yes.
Right? So that
Yes.
so means that existence can be independent of existence can be independent of cognition.
Yes.
So it is, I mean, think of the opposite and think in the opposite end of the spectrum where if a thing, if something exists, then it is always be known. So if there is something of that sort, then that is called Jnata Sat, which means that the moment it comes to existence, no, it is known to somebody.
No, but that way there are many things that we don't personally see, hear, touch, or feel, but still we get the jnana of that through some other sources. No, how do we
Is what I'm
consider
saying.
that?
Correct. See, I'm okay. So see, I'm not see, take Chetana out of picture here. You know, let's don't take Jnatra here, right, which means you. Don't think of you now. Think of the external things. So this property of Jnateka Sattva is a property of something that is external.
Okay, okay.
It is not
So
a
it has
property of
nothing
the
to do
Chetana.
with, it has nothing to do with whether some Chetana knows about it or not.
No, I'm saying, yeah, it has to do with it in the sense that if the object is such that when it comes to existence, it is always known by somebody.
Which is not necessarily me.
Which is not necessarily you, exactly.
Okay.
Right. So it is this property is a property of the external objects, right? Any object for that matter. I'm saying Jnateka Sat are those objects which are known to at least one person, right? The moment it comes to existence.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the existence of that particle, of that object, cannot stay without that being cognized by somebody. Is the definition of Jnateka Sattva.
Can I just give an
All
example to make this clear?
I have given, no? Yeah, try it out.
No, like for example, like we say that in there is a particular X galaxy in the space. So we know about it because some other telescope has seen it. Somebody. So even though we have not, it has come into cognition. Somebody else has got that jnana, after which it was known to others.
That is not what I'm saying. See, before it was discovered, nobody knew about it, no?
Yes, yes.
So it did exist without getting into the cognition of anybody.
Correct.
So that is not Jnata Ekasat.
The moment somebody discovered it, it becomes Jnata Ekasat because now it is being cognized.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the moment it exists, it is known to somebody. That is not happening with. In fact, the example that you gave is a counter example for this thing. It's a classical counter example because it existed even before it was discovered.
Correct.
I'm saying the moment it starts existing, it is known to somebody.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You get it? See, the example that you gave is a typical counter. It is not a Jnata Ekasat because it existed without being cognized by anybody.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is the moment it comes to existence, it is cognized by somebody. That is Jnata Ekasat.
Okay.
In fact, the only examples for Jnata Ekasat are the manovrittis because everything else is not Jnata Ekasat.
Okay.
Manovritti as you mean man-made thing?
No, manovritti I have defined. No, the deformations of the mind, the manas you have, the deformations of the mind, right? The moment the mind gets deformed or distorted into something, it is known.
Okay.
You get it?
So can we safely define or presume that Jnata Sat is something which is discovered by a mortal?
No. Why? It need not be more. There is no mortality or anything here. No, I'm simply saying that the moment it is existing, it is known. That's all. It cannot exist without being known.
Okay.
See, I'm not getting where the confusion is arising from. No, it's pretty simple. No, it is known the moment it comes to existence, right?
No, that is right. But we just negated that by one of the lady who just spoke. I was also on the same thinking on the same line. So
No, you should okay. See, the thing is, in that example, let's take that example itself as say undiscovered galaxy, or I can say galaxy. It doesn't matter whether it's discovered or undiscovered. Right? We'll say just galaxy. Okay. So see, the thing is, this galaxy existed without being discovered. What do you mean by discovery? It is a jnana only, no?
Yes.
Discovery is somebody noticing it, somebody cognizing it. So this galaxy existed without being discovered or cognized, which means that it can exist without getting noticed, without getting cognized.
Right.
So the Jnatayika Sattva is opposite to that. It exists and it gets cognized simultaneously.
Okay.
Which means that if it is there, it is known. I mean, to simply putting it, if it is there, it is known. So in the other thing, no, in the galaxy example, it can be there and not known also, correct?
Right. Right. Yeah.
So here we are saying if it's there, then it is known.
Otherwise,
If you
no.
negate
Okay,
that,
got it.
otherwise, if you negate it, if it's not known, then it is not there.
Right.
If it's not known, then it is not there. But this galaxy is not like that. No, if it's not known, then it is not there. You can't say that, correct?
Correct. Correct. It's clear now.
Is it clear to all of you now? Like what is Jnatayika, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Now, see, we said that so for in the context, jnana, which is a manovritti, okay, and by the way, I never asked this question. Can all of you read Devanagari? Can I assume that because I've been using it?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this jnana, which is a manovritti, is Jnatayika Sat. What do I mean by this?
Does it mean the person who's experiencing it knows it because they know it? They know that they know.
Hold on, just yeah, it's correct, but let's not jump there. It confuses. This means that whenever the mind or manas gets deformed as a jnana, right, it is known. Correct? This implies that the deformation of the manas as jnana. See, I mean, recall that jnana is nothing but a vikara of manas. No, it's actually a physical deformation, is what is recognized as in Shastra. So, deformation of the manas as jnana is known the moment it gets deformed. Understood? No. So, there is this manas gets deformed into a jnana. The moment it gets deformed into a jnana, it gets known. Is that okay? Is that clear?
Yeah. But Acharya, can you just throw a couple of examples so that we get the
I will.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, now what does this mean? This means that okay. So let's take a jnana, right? So example, let's take a jnana. We can take the ones that we are looking at. The leaves are green, right? So this is a jnana, right? Why? Because this has a dharmi and this has a dharma, and this is a deformation. So what is the process? The process is that there is a light ray that is falling on the leaves, and then it is entering your eye, and then there is an image that is getting formed, all those chemical reactions happening, and finally that leading to a deformation in the manas. See, all the initial procedure that I said is from physics, and the final one is from Shastra. I just took that leap of jump and simply said that once that chemical reaction happens, there is a deformation in the manas that happened, which itself is called jnana. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is much clear, right? Now, what are we saying when we say that this jnana is jnataika sat? This means that once this jnana or this deformation happens, there is another jnana that arises. Okay. So now, what do you mean by the jnana becoming known? This means that this jnana, let's call it see G1 or jnana 1. Okay. So G1 becomes the subject to another jnana, call it G2. Understood? In G1, there is a dharma and a dharmi, right? The dharma is the leaves, and the dharmi is green, correct? That we know. Now I'm saying there is another jnana that arises. Whenever this jnana G1 arises, this G2 will have a dharmi. And what is the dharmi? The dharmi is G1 itself. So dharma for, let's say, dharma and dharmi. Okay. So for G1, dharma is green or color, and dharmi is the leaves. Now G2, dharmi is G1 itself. Let's look at what the dharma is. There can be multiple dharmas. Okay. Is this much clear? This is very important that there are two jnanas, and the first jnana is, and by the way, this G1, right? G1 is manovritti. This is what we have seen so far, right? I mean, the idea of jnataika sat means that the moment the G1 is there, it gets recognized by G2, another jnana, or rather it becomes the dharmi for another jnana. That is what I mean by jnataika sat. So let's make this point pretty clear. No, after that we can move on. Let me know. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, we are there.
Yeah, we are there.
This is similar to L1, L2, what you told before.
Correct.
Okay.
No, but the new thing that I have introduced here is that you have this idea of jnataika sattva.
Okay.
Which means that whenever you have G1, right, there is always G2, for which G1 will be the dharmi.
Okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, because of this thing that I cannot give you an example of a jnana that does not get identified or cognized by G2. You get it? there does not exist a jnana, right? Or a manovritti which does not get cognized by. Okay, so one other, let's do for the sake of completeness, right? This thing G2, which cognizes Jivan, is always the Sakshi.
Correct.
It is the Sakshi that cognizes Jivan. Sakshi, or
Correct.
you call it the Chetana,
Yes.
you call it the Jiva, whatever, right? See, oftentimes, it is not, I mean, it's obvious, but it is not recognized. See, we say that the Ishvara is Jnana Anandamaya, right? He does not have any Prakrita element to him. The body itself is Jnana Rupa and all that, right? You know this idea, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Exactly the same way, the Chetana or the Jiva, he or she, whatever, is also Jnana Rupa. We missed this idea actually. You get it? I mean, all of us who are Jivas, right? We are Jnana Rupas, just like Ishvara.
Okay.
So it is not a physical entity. This manovritti is actually prakrita. It's prakrit, right? What does that mean? It is jada, right? Manovritti, prakrita and jada. But this anuvyavasaya or G2 is the sakshi, is the Chetana himself or herself, who is Jnana Rupa also, just like Ishvara. The difference is Ishvara has the magnitude of Jnana is Ananta in the case of Ishvara, and in the case of Jiva, it is finite. That's all. Otherwise, and that's why Jivas are called the Pratibimba of Ishvara. You have heard this Bimba Pratibimba Bhava, right? It's reflection of Ishvara. Jivas are called reflections of Ishvara because they are very similar in the sense that Ishvara is also Jnanananda Rupa, Jiva is also Jnanananda Rupa. Okay.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this,
Yes.
yeah. See, there is, yeah, had any questions?
So can we say that this G2, that is, whenever there is anuvyavasana, necessarily there has to be anuvyavasaya, there necessarily has to be a sakshi. Otherwise, that's not possible.
Yeah. Because Sakshi itself is the Anuvyavasaya, no? Sakshi is equal to Anuvyavasaya. Just like the first level Jnana is Manovritti, Sakshi itself is Anuvyavasaya.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Understood? Got it, na? If at all, let me try to give you an example where there is G1 and not G2. Might be far-fetched, but still I'll give you. I mean, you know that in my other avatar, I work as a computer scientist. No, I do this so-called artificial intelligence. Right. So you have when you talk to, let's say that you have this microphone button in your YouTube, etc. You press that, you say something, it gets recognized and it gets converted into the corresponding text and so on. So probably what is happening there is G1, right? But it is not Chetana because there is no G2 there. All this AI, right? There is no G2. Because that's the very definition of Chetana, you see. Yeah.
But in case of artificial intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
we think there is no.
That's why I said. That's why I didn't want to go there. I know that if I go there, it will lead us to some other rabbit hole. I didn't want to do that, but anyway, now that I have done it, let's discuss. Yeah.
So it is the intelligence of somebody else which is actually working there.
No. See, there is Jivan. I am pretty convinced because, as I said, no, I do AI with conviction, and I'm actually an AI scientist doing it for a living. So there is Jivan, right? So there the jnana does occur there, and it is no problem for us because, as I said, the jnana, the Jivan that we get, that we have, right, also is jada.
Yes.
Right. So see, this we are not saying that
Yes.
the jada has a jnana. See, there is no possess. See, the jnana can come in jada also, right? But the jada will not own the jnana in the sense that there is no anuvyavasayata.
Okay.
You get it? See, all this chat GPT, all this AI that they talk of. Let me tell you a joke which I tell in my class. See, okay, this will take 5 minutes, but it's no problem. See, the pinnacle of AI is what is called as a Turing test. Okay, I'll tell you what that is. So there was this guy Alan Turing who first came up with this automata, which is a primitive kind of AI in 1960s. So this guy also designed a test called Turing test to find out whether something that you have designed is actually intelligence or not. Okay, so what is this test? So let's say that you have an AI, okay, that you have designed. Turing test is when you should make a real human being interact with that agent, okay. And if this human being who is interacting with that agent um, is unable to identify that what he is interacting with is not a human, right? Then the agent that you have constructed is said to be passing the Turing test. Did you get it?
Yeah.
See, let's say that I am AI sitting and talking to you. None of you know that I am AI. Then the AI that was built is successful. Got it, no? And we do it all the time. What we do is, suppose I work in one of my areas of interest is I do AI for clinical healthcare, etc. and all that. Okay. We also have a small startup. We tried a small company.
We are
also.
able to hear now again.
Hello, was I cut off in the middle?
No, you were audible. Probably somebody lost their connection. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I was saying I do AI for healthcare. Okay, so the kind of Turing test that we do is, suppose that we are building an AI to look at an X-ray image and give some diagnosis. Let's say, okay. Now, suppose there is a radiologist who is interacting with our AI without knowing that they are interacting with the AI. And if they are not able to find out whether they are actually interacting with the AI, then we say that our AI has passed the Turing test. Okay. Now, I read somewhere that so they said that they all now today they talk of ethical issues with AI and responsible AI, etc. AI will destroy human race and all that. No? So somebody told me that, see, I'm not scared of AI that passes the Turing test. Okay, that can be handled. But I am scared of AI that deliberately fails Turing test. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean the emphasis is on that word deliberately, because see, that is real intelligence. And I keep saying in my class also that the real intelligence is the ability to cheat. Right. The real intelligence is the ability to generate sarcasm and the ability to make someone laugh, etc. So it all boils down to saying that the definition of intelligence does not stop at the level of G1. G1 is not intelligence. What is real intelligence is G2 according to Shastras, which is the Vyavasaya, or the first level of Manovritti Jnana, is not intelligence. What is intelligence is the idea that you have intelligence. Isn't it? Because that is the Chetana, no? From this is the pure Shastriya definition of the intelligence that I am giving, that it is not the Jnana that makes a Chetana. It is the Jnana of Jnana that makes the Chetana a Chetana. Because by construction, the jnana is jada. I mean, rather, jnana can be jada, right? I mean, the second level jnana is also a jnana, but it is not jada, it is the chetana. But the first level jnana, jivan, is always jada. So all this artificial intelligence and all this thing that we do, right? It's actually trying to generate, trying to have computers that possesses jivan. See, for that matter, even a hello world program is jivan only, you know. There's some sort of jnana that is there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, but all these AIs, you know, I am of that opinion that the boundary between the Chetana and Jada is very, very hard. Okay, and no AI can emerge which thinks that it knows. It knows. The moment it knows, right, or it has the second level of jnana, it becomes Chetana, which means that it can start cheating, isn't it?
Right.
Right.
Okay, so what do you mean by fundamentally what is cheating? Cheating is actually saying lie about G2. That's all. No, you say that I don't know. The first level of cheating is, you know, when somebody, some culprit is asked about something. No, they cheat, because what do you mean by cheating? Saying that they don't possess G2 is cheating, isn't it? For that, you know, there should be a prasakti, or else G2 should, they have access to G2, only then they can cheat. Correct. So that is intelligence. Anyway, let's come back. So what I wanted to say is the Anuvivasaya, or the second level Jnana G2, is always Chetana Rupa. Is this idea clear? And not only and by the way, I should also say something that G2, the G2 will not have access to outside world. What do you mean by this? Can somebody tell me what is meant by this?
G2 is dependent on G1.
Yeah, G2 is dependent on G1, correct? But G2 can only look at the deformations in Manas. Okay. So, for example, G2 cannot
Not a tangible commodity.
it cannot cognize a car. Sakshi cannot look at a car. Get it? Right? So Sakshi always looks at the Manas to cognize something that is outside. However, Sakshi sees everything that is the deformation of the mind. So it is like a police over the mind. You see? So in fact, it is not only the jnana deformation that the Sakshi looks at, all kinds of deformations of the mind is I mean, okay, so that is why it's called Anu Vyavasaya, no? Words in this language, Sanskrit, are coined based on their function actually. The Vyavasaya means jnana. If you want the further details, I can say, see, Saya. The word Saya comes from the root word Shadrulr, okay, or also called the meaning of that Shadrulr dhatu or root word is Gati, Gati to go. And everything that signifies the Gati in Sanskrit also means that to cognize. It means Jnana. So Saya is Jnana. Avasaya is special Jnana, basically a Jnana. Anu means followed or to follow, sort of, right? Anuvavasaya is a follow of Jnana, basically. And that's why you have this thing also. It's called recognition. The cognition is the first level Jnana. Recognition is cognition of cognition. And that's why it's called Anuvavasaya. Okay. Anyway, I was saying the Anuvavasaya, which is always Sakshi Rupa, right? or the Chetana Rupa, this not only looks at the Jnana deformation of the Manas, it will also look at the Sukha deformation of the Manas, Dukkha deformation of the Manas, and all sorts of things. When we eat something, all the material Sukha that the Jiva gets is actually the Manovritti only. Just like the outside Jnana is a Manovritti, the material Sukha is also a Manovritti. Whenever the Manas gets deformed as Sukha, Sakshi looks into this. And in that case, so in that case, what will be the G2? For G2, you need G2 is always a Jnana, you need a Dharmi and you need Dharma. What will be the Dharma in that case? The Dharmi will be the Sukha, which is also a Manovritti. And what will be the Dharma? The Dharma will be
Sakshi is
no. Dharmi, see, Sakshi itself is Jnana, no? G2 itself is Sakshi Rupa. See, G2 all said and done is also a Jnana. A Jnana should have a Dharma and a Dharmi, correct?
So Dharma is the Anubhava of Sukha.
No. Sukha is a Manovritti itself. No, that is the Anubhava. See, what do you mean by Anubhava? Anubhava is again a Jnana. G2 is what you are calling as Anubhava of Sukha.
Okay.
What is the Dharma? The Dharma is the idea that it is mine. So, Madhiyata. Or the G2 will be or rather I am happy. So this is Sakshi Rupa. You get it?
So the I-ness that we are associating with that.
I-ness is the Sakshi. Yeah. So I-ness is the Sakshi, right? And happiness is the Manovritti. And what you are doing, the G2 is saying that it's basically the ownership.
Yeah.
Got it? See, the Sakshi or the Jiva owns up the deformations in Manas. In fact, if you go deep into the Vedanta, right, all the teachings in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that you should become Sthita Prajna, you should start looking at Sukha, Dukkha, everything as same. All the idea is that you should disown the Jada Manas, that's all. Because anyway, it is going in the moksha.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Right? So, in fact, I mean, it will confuse a little, but still, for the sake of completeness, I'll say, see, just like Sakshi is Jnana Rupa, Sakshi is also Sukha Rupa. Okay? So, the idea of moksha is to give up the ownership of this Jada Manas, right? And only start cognizing the Sakshi itself. I'll come to that. There is something called Pramanya-svatastva. So, I'm surprised that none of you got the question right. What cognizes G2? G2, it also is a Jnana, no? Jivan is a Jnana and that Jnana gets cognized by G2. What about G2?
The G2 is also Jnana, correct?
G2 is also a Jnana, no? The only difference is Jivan is Manovritti, G2 is Sakshi.
Correct.
Okay.
So what cognizes G2 is the question. I thought I would complete the Pramanya-svatastva this week, but it is getting dragged. So I have to answer that in the next week. I'm happy to do it. But anyway, let me summarize. So you understood this, no? All the Manovritti. So see, I'm stressing, I'm doing this multiple times because this is the crux of the Pramanya-svatastva, and it's very important that people understand this distinguish the difference. What is the noun form of distinguish? No.
Distinguishing thing.
No. See, the different is the noun, no? Different is the noun and the verb form is difference. No, the noun form is difference. The verb form is different. Similarly, distinguish, what is the noun form? Hold on.
Distinction.
Distinction.
Yeah.
Or it's also called distinguishment is also the word, but distinction is the correct one. Correct. Yeah. So yeah, that was my That was an effort to enhance my vocabulary. Anyway, so I was saying this distinction between the Sakshi and the Manovritti is very, very important. And it's the crux of the Pramanya-svatastva, that there are two entities. In fact, this is one of the unique contributions of Madhvacharya, that there exist two things. One is called the Sakshi and the Manas. Okay, so this not only answers the question in the epistemological realm, but it also answers a lot of the philosophical or the Vedantic questions. See, what is samsara, right? Or samsara means, you say that you have anadi samsara to jiva and all that. No, it's actually the possession of the manovritti is what causes samsara. As I said, this manas is so powerful that it embeds everything that the jiva has done, right, from the anadi kala. So it is this manas that has all the punya papa, dharma, everything resides in this manas, and this is the manas that jiva takes from one birth to the other.
I have a small question. I don't know whether the question is correct or not.
No. Just give me a minute. Let me finish, okay. And then you can ask that question. It is this manas that gets associated with the jiva, and it travels from body to body with the jiva or the sakshi. So the whole the suffering and everything in the samsara comes up because this sakshi owns up the manas, in the sense that he or she thinks that this manas is mine. Okay. Is that idea clear? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I can take questions.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So this G1, G2, all these cognizance, etc., are applicable for humans. What about the living beings other than human? I think
Doesn't
G1
matter.
should be applicable.
G2 is also applicable. No, Chetana Matra, all the Chetanas, every single Chetana, right, will have G2 also. It doesn't matter. It's not unique to human beings. All Chetanas have this.
Okay.
This is the property of a Chetana.
Okay. That means it has a I sense. G2 is basically the I know.
Correct. Because it is Sakshi, no?
Okay. So the other than human beings, they also know that they exist.
Of course they do.
Okay.
So you had a previous question that what recognizes Sakshi, right? How do we know that it's Sakshi is there? I mean, so then for that, the answer would be Sakshi itself. Let me just give a very layman example. See, sometimes maybe when, say, doctor says you're not supposed to eat sweets.
Mm.
The manas wants to eat something because it knows it is happy when it eats it.
No, manas doesn't know anything.
No, my friend forced me.
No, hold on. That's manas can't know anything. It is jada.
Okay. So I eat a sweet and I feel happy.
Because, see, what do you mean by that? That the manas gets deformed into happiness.
Yeah.
The manas gets deformed into happiness. Okay. And Sakshi immediately cognizes that. That's all. That I have a deformation.
Okay.
Right? I am happy, or I have happiness. That's what the manas does.
But we can know that there's distinctly, it's different from, I'm not able to put it in words properly. Something that because of that mano vikara, what we do, that is, we think it is happiness. But somewhere at the back of
No,
the mind,
it is. No. There is no denying that it is happiness. It is happiness. It is definitely happiness. See, manovritti or manovikara, we are not saying that it is not happiness. That is the definition of happiness. No. See, there is no illusion here. You see?
yes.
See, there is no illusion. Sakshi, the manas is getting deformed. So when you eat sweet, it is getting deformed as happiness, right? And that is what is being cognized by the Sakshi. Does it make
But
sense?
to know whether Sakshi is there or not, then it has to be a proof in itself.
No, let's not go there, okay? Because yeah, what you are saying is true. It is called the Swaprakashatva, okay? We'll come to that next class.
Okay.
Let's not do it now. Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Okay, so is this much clear?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's stop for today, and next class we'll continue with the Suprakashatva of Sakshi and then what is the Pramanya-svatastva. Okay.
Okay.
Namaskara.
Hare
Yes.
Rama.
Hare
Namaskar.
Nama.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Kokka ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಂದ
ಮನಸ್ಸು ಜಡನ
ವಿಷಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಜಡ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಜಡ ಅಂತ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಚೇತನ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಚೇತನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಂದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಚೇತನ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇ ತಾನೆ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂದಿದೆ.
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಜೀವರ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವ್ದು ಚೇತನ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಜಡ. ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಇನ್ನೇನೇನು ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ.
ಮನಸ್ಸು ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾಗಿ.
ಬುದ್ಧಿ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸೇ. ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಚಿತ್ತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ವಿಕಾರಗಳು. ಸುಖ, ದುಃಖ, ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಇಚ್ಛಾ, ದ್ವೇಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನಸ್ಸೇ.
ನಾವೇ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಪಕ್ಕ ಒಂದ್ ಜಡ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಜಡ ನಾವು ಡಿಸೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಲ್ಲ.
ಅದೇ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ.
ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಯ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೋಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ. ಹೆಂಗೆ?
Sir, I also tried applying to some companies offline. Oh, Utkarsh, can you ask Arshad if he's joining? ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೊಡು, ಕೆಲಸ
ಎಲ್ಲೋ ತಿನ್ನು.
Hello? 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 Do you hear me? Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Audible? Hello? Hello, hello? Am I audible now? Arshad, can you hear me? Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yes. What about me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Yeah. See, Utkarsh is leaving. I have already left actually. So, but he has said that he'll continue and finish this off. Yeah. So, but we should sprint faster, no, if we have to submit to ICML, and I think it's a good opportunity to do it there. We stand a good chance if we submit. I think we should. Hmm. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Hmm. Okay, so Utkarsh and Arshad, you tell me. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I thought so. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Agreed. Hmm. That will be done, no? It's no. Are we doing only for 15 fishes, or Utkarsh, before that, no? Like what all things are remaining now? Like from the main experiments, is there anything that remains? I concur. Let's just consolidate whatever we have, no? No, I was saying, let's uh, correct. I'm fine. Hmm. I am fine, no problem. I know data generation is difficult. Okay, so what is our to-do list then? Hmm. Hmm. Like, what about the introduction and related work? And related work. Akshat, can you give a first shot? Please write the biology part of it. Utkarsh, you can write the SDE part of it, no? Both of the sections. Hmm? Hmm. Yeah, they won't, they won't. I think we should get it done. Otherwise, Utkarsh is also leaving. So it will just get first submission has to be made, I think. So what about this thing? No, so Arshad, can't you put some time in writing the intro? Yes, that way we'll do the related work. Correct. Oh, okay. So okay. Then Utkarsh, we can you can write the other thing, no? The you I agree. So what is the next thing to be done on the week? Huh? Correct. Okay. Should be fine with me. No, but let us make a submission. No, I think let's not do it. So fine. Okay.